describe how we play physically.
Road to the championship starts today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to EA Sports NFL Matchup. I'm Sal Palantonio, Ron Jaworski, Merrill Hodge without outfit, obviously representing the Rainbow Coalition.
Oh, it's the autumn time of year, and I feel very festive, and the ensemble, I think, is apropos.
Josh, I thought Hodgie was a throwback guy.
Well, oh, speaking of throwback, Sal, by the way, I was cleaning out one of my closets, you know, it's that time of year, and I came across these Merrill Hodge trading cards, and you know, the one here that was that I like was Merrill before his tips were highlighted.
The haircut.
Yeah, and his and actually his clothing was actually coordinated in this picture, you know.
I like to see you keep some of the legends around your house.
You want to have that? Yeah, you can hold on to that. All right.
Good-looking guy.
It's week 6, and this league is full of surprises. The Packers are 0-3 at Lambeau, and Tom Coughlin has more wins than Dick Vermeil and Bill Parcells combined. But we begin in New England. The undefeated Patriots have won 19 straight, going for their 20th straight victory. Play this week the Seattle Seahawks. Coming into last week, they led the league in points allowed, but now that defense collapsed in overtime. Haji, what happened to Ray Rhodes' defense?
Well, I think there's 2 areas where Seattle struggles with. This is a very solid defense overall, but in studying them on tape, the one area they struggle, their front 4 really has trouble getting pressure on the quarterback consistently. So that means they have to blitz to do that. And then their safeties don't play pass very well. And I think when you study the tape and how they lost that lead, that was part of the problem. Now, when you look at the New England Patriots offense, you got to realize that Charlie Weiss is terrific. He is team specific, meaning he's going to look at a team, look at what their weakness is, and go and attack it. And that sounds to me like it's time to go to the coaching tape. That's why I'll grab the cowboy clicker here. Let's go and let me show you what I'm talking about, Seattle's defense. This was the touchdown just puts them within 3 points of the Seattle Seahawks. The first thing I want you to watch is the lack of pressure from the front 4. The Rams do a great job of keeping 6 guys in here, but there's absolutely no pressure. Then the next thing to watch out, watch Bulger's pump fake and how this safety reacts to that. Here goes the pump. Watch the reaction. Vacates the middle of the field. Now that brings us back to this side of the field. Now watch the route combination. Isaac Bruce at the top of your screen is the deep route initially, threatening this corner, which is the deep defender. Here's the other safety. Isaac Bruce does a nice job at 10 yards of sitting it down, hesitating the corner here and the safety. Now you have the seam route taking place here by Kevin Curtis. He screens by the safety and the corner that hesitated, and you get the big play. When I look at how the Rams broke down Seattle, when I look at the New England Patriots in this matchup, they will try to do the same thing. When they got Tom Brady, they're going to try to create these same matchups, get time, and go vertically down the field.
You know, but Merrill, clearly you look at that Seattle defense, they collapsed. But, you know, the offense didn't come to the party neither. And late in that football game, a 17-point lead with about 8 minutes ago. This is when the offense must control the football. And we talk about managing the critical situations in the game. New England does a great job of that. That's why they've won 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. This is an area Seattle must get better at. When they get in those situations where you need a yard on 3rd and 1, you're back. A Sean Alexander must think getting a yard and an inch. Not worry about trying to bounce outside, getting 3 or 4 yards. Get in a situation where you move the chains, control the clock. Situations like that, you don't need yards. You need first down. So it's a team in Seattle now that I think really will grow up because of that loss last week.
And you know, the way the New England Patriots have won 19 straight is by controlling those critical situations. Who do you like in this game?
You know, I like New England for that reason. I think Seattle has to learn to be a more physical team offensively. If they learn to do that in this one, they have a chance to win. But I think New England right now, being at home, wins this.
Well, I believe the Seattle wide receivers are embarrassed by their lack of catching the football. I think they'll work hard on it all week. They'll come back and have a good game, and I think they will end the streak.
Tough to win in Gillette Stadium. Stay right there. When we come back, the New York Giants have won 4 straight, and we've got Amani Toomer right here breaking down the Eagles D with Haji and Jaws. List goes on and on of Denver running backs that have run for miles and miles in the Mile High City. How does Denver do it? Well, let's listen to Mike Shanahan as he reveals the secret of the Broncos' zone running play.
What you're trying to do is stretch the defense, where the running back is trying to take the ball outside. And if he's able to get outside, depending on the blocking schemes and the play of the defensive lineman, then you take it outside and you get a chance to get a big play. If they over-pursue the outside, then your running back takes it off tackle. Or if they really over pursue it, then he's got a chance to cut it back. So even though it's one running play, it's got 3 different ways to go.
Last week, Reuben Drones rushed for 193 yards. This week, the Broncos are in Oakland and try to go 5-1 and put together another big running game out on the West Coast. And let's stay in the AFC West and look at the San Diego Chargers up against the Atlanta Falcons. Go to the Georgia Dome, which brings up this perplexing question that comes up every week, the continuing education of one Michael Vick. Joss.
And Sal, he still is a work in progress in this West Coast style of offense of Greg Knapp. And I see an improvement week in and week out. But the one thing that I continually see is it's symptomatic of what I see in Michael Vick. He wants to run first rather than take the throw. And here's a well-designed play to get Vick on the perimeter. You go boot to the outside. You got the one-on-one coverage. Wide receiver, single coverage, you got to win. The wide receiver does win. Michael just needs to settle right there and make the throw. But he sees the edge. He sees the corner. He thinks he can run to that corner and make a play with his legs. But he doesn't. The defense catches up to him. He has to throw the football away. As I study this offense, there are opportunities for plays in the pass game. I think Mike needs to just slow down a little bit, let the play develop downfield, and you'll see the continued growth in his passing game.
And fans and experts need to slow down a little bit, because guess what? It doesn't matter what offense you run, there's still structure, there's still design and execution and timing that's involved with it. So you know what he needs? He needs the timing offense. It means he needs time. Just give him some more time, and he'll be fine.
Well, you know, the one thing when you look at this Chargers offense now, you got Drew Brees playing very well. I mean, he's managing the game well. You know, high possession type throws from sideline to sideline and not down the field. But as you look at the San Diego offense and Marty Schottenheimer's style of offense, they still believe in smash mouth, run the football in any situation.
This is 3rd and 6. In the NFL, that's a passing down. The Titans play pass, matching up with their 3-3-5 personnel. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. And they call an overload blitz to the weak side of the Chargers formation, designed to break down San Diego's protection. The objective, get a rusher clean to Drew Brees. Ah, the chess match at work. The Chargers call power, Marty Schottenheimer's favorite running play. And they run it to the strong side of the formation, away from the overload blitz. The Titans played the down and distance situation. The Chargers countered with a physical run out of base personnel.
The play we saw is a very traditional play. LaDainian Thompson in the backfield. Studying the San Diego Charger offense, though, what Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator, does a nice job of is putting his playmakers all over the place. LT will be lined up wide. Antonio Gates, the tight end, will be in the backfield. So it's going to be hard for Atlanta finding out where their playmakers are.
I love Antonio Gates.
You know what? Rewind the tape. Draft day trade 3 years ago. Chargers get Drew Brees, LaDainian Tomlinson. Falcons get Michael Vick. Where are the critics now? Where are the critics now?
Well, they're not talking.
They're not playing well.
We'll see everybody next week.
EA Sports NFL Matchup brought to you by NBA Live 2005 with Freestyle Air. What will you do in the air? And IBM, the official on-demand business consultants for the NFL.
Sunday is Halloween in the Raider Nation, and in the AFC West already in San Diego, Kansas City lost in the 4th quarter. Denver and Oakland, always a tough rivalry game here in Oakland. Should the Raiders win, they pull within 1 game of Denver. But if Denver should be victorious today, Dan Deerdorf, they would move a sizable lead in front of the pack in the AFC West.
They have the ability to take complete control of the division very early in the season. That's why you suspect that the Raiders will play a good football game today. 2 different teams on the road. They played poorly. At home, they have played well.
A big left-footed kicker, Janikowski, to send it on its way to Quentin Griffin. The scat back was lost his starting job to Reuben Drones, and Janikowski's big leg sends it almost out of the end zone. Denver will open at its 20-yard line. And out comes the Bronco offense, led by quarterback Jake Plummer. He's a sparkling 13-3 as a Bronco starter. Matt Lepsis and company up front form the lightest line in the NFL. And out of nowhere, in his 5th year, Reuben Drones, an NFL best last week, 193 yards rushing. And he starts as the solo back. 3 wides, and their tight end, Carswell, in motion. Drones plows his way for 8 yards on first down. Look at the Raider defense. They've added veteran beef in their defensive line. Pro Bowlers Warren Sapp and Ted Washington. Napoleon Harrison, the Raiders linebackers, they must stop Drones. They didn't on first down. 4-time Pro Bowler Charles Woodson, one of the elite DBs in the NFL. He and Philip Buchanan at the other corner are capable of big plays on defense. On 2nd and 2, Drones has the first down and more as he battles to the 31-yard line, pushed back by Napoleon Harrison company.
Well, Dick, what's going to be fun today? A couple things to keep an eye on. First of all, Kerry Collins has to take care of the football. 2 fumbles, 6 interceptions in his last 2 games. That won't cut it against Denver. How about the great corners we're going to see in this game? Champ Bailey for the Denver Broncos, Charles Woodson for the Raiders, and the other 2 guys, watch out for Herndon and Buchanan. Both of those guys can play. 4 outstanding corners in this game.
Easy to follow. 2 were 24, and the other 2 were 31. Plummer's first pass attempt. Scrambling, can't find an open man, now throws it away. Tyler Brayton, the 280-pound defensive end from Colorado, chasing him wide.
Well, give Jake credit for trying to make something happen, but he held on to that ball a little too long. If you don't have anything, Jake, get rid of it. Don't take the big hit. And he took a shot down around his knees. That's a great way to get hurt. Well, we talked about the coverage. This Raiders secondary can play good football, and you can see Plummer with nowhere to go. Philip Buchanan was all over Ashley Lilly. The matchup, though, is going to be Charles Woodson against Rod Smith.
On 2nd and 10. Plummer lost it toward Smith. He's open and can't make the play as Charles Woodson, there's the man, number 24, able to scramble back and bat it away.
Well, that ball just didn't have enough air under it, Dick. Jake Plummer underthrew that ball and gave Woodson a chance to get back in on it. Looked like Rod Smith had a step initially, but you can see both guys are going to have to come to a stop and react back to the football. And this is going to be just fun to watch all day. Charles Woodson, number 24, a great shutdown corner all over Rod Smith, one of the most complete receivers in football.
Well, that's a remarkable statistic. Charles Woodson, one of the ball hawks in the league, hasn't had a pick in 15 games. Plummer down the middle, incomplete to Carswell, the tight end. Rookie Stuart Schweigert as an extra defensive back. He's from Purdue, a 3rd-round pick, made the play.
Well, Denver's success on the ground early on in that drive, and then when they go to the air, they get nothing.
Micah Knorr in the punt, and beware, Denver knows what can happen here in Oakland as the Raiders blocked him in both games last year. They blocked Knorr's punt. Deep to return, dangerous. Philip Buchanan back at the Raider 20. Knorr lofts a wobbler. Buchanan, fair catch. It hit Buchanan, but wasn't he interfered with? Yes, there goes the flag. One of the Broncos bumped into Buchanan. It was Rock Alexander, the rookie from Washington.
Alexander went flying by. It looked like he kicked Buchanan. Now they're down there looking for a scramble.
No.
Well,
did he or not? It was
that's
tough.
a good. Initially, it looked like their feet became entangled, but I'm not sure they did, Dick.
Kanoe Kennedy recovered the ball. If it is ruled a fumble, a flag was thrown after the scramble. Our referee is Ron Winter.
Interference with the opportunity to make the catch. Number 45 of the kicking team. A 15-yard penalty and a first down.
So the Broncos offer Oakland excellent field position early.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $149 internet specials to 59 destinations nationwide. Purchased by October 21st.
You are now free to move about the country.
My cell phone bill is outrageous.
Mine too.
Who have you been talking to?
You. Who have you been talking to?
You. You.
You.
You.
You.
You.
Hey.
Separate wireless plans costing you a fortune?
You.
Come to T-Mobile, where couples talk free.
Free?
Free.
Come to T-Mobile, where couples talk free and get the most whenever minutes.
T-Mobile. Get more.
The 5-star crash safety rated Civic Coupe from Honda.
Survivor Thursday. Can Rory survive the all-woman tribe?
I will not slave around camp.
And on the other side of the island, will Julie's sex appeal sway the men?
I can flirt all day long.
Somebody like that can sweet-talk their way into the final 5.
Plus, the tribes get wet and wild. Catch the most-watched reality show, New Survivor Thursday.
And welcome back to Oakland. In the NFL, Dan, there aren't many guarantees, but this is one of them.
Yes,
Denver and Oakland.
Division games are always fun, but there's just something special about these two. The animosity runs deep. It runs from ownership all the way down to the equipment man. These are two franchises that love to get after each other.
On first down, Amos Zeraway finds a hole. He's into Denver territory after a gain of 7. Let's go to New York. This update.
All right, Dick, it's a final at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Corey Dillon, the second of his 2 touchdowns to clinch a 30-20 Patriots win, their 20th straight victory. It sets up undefeated New England against the undefeated New York Jets on CBS next week.
Oh, that's going to be something next week. The Jets in New England battling as unbeatens. Here, Denver. A 1-point loss to Jacksonville has kept them from being undefeated through 5 games. Kerry Collins, the ex-Giant, for the injured Rich Gannon at quarterback. The strong-arm Collins has lost his last 7 starts. Mammoth rookie tackle Robert Gallery is every bit a #1 draft pick, and Jerry Rice, the future Hall of Famer, is being pushed by young Raider wide receivers. Is it his last game as a Raider, Jerry Rice? We'll get into that later. And here's the big man, the #1 pick, second player selected in the draft from Iowa, Robert Gallery at right tackle. Zeraway outside. Flags fly. Holding the preliminary signal against the Raiders, who are the most penalized team in the NFL again this year.
Holding. Offense number 83. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Rookie tight end Courtney Anderson. The Broncos, Reggie Hayworth, 4 sacks last year against Oakland. He'll be after Collins. Speedy DJ Williams, the rookie linebacker, is Denver's top tackler so far. And Champ Bailey, a key reason Denver's pass defense is #2 in the NFL. #1 overall defense. J.R. Redmond in the backfield for the first time, and that's tight end Doug Jolly in motion as Collins rears, fires, and a ball deflected at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. A lot of hands up there. Mario Fatafehi, number 68, is celebrating.
Well, Kerry Collins as a starter has not been on a run lately, as Dick mentioned. Check it out. 0-7 his last 7 games. Now 5 of those were with the Giants, but look at the touchdowns to interceptions, 1-4, fumbles lost. It has been a miserable run for Kerry Collins. Norv Turner, though, still expresses faith in his veteran quarterback. Still thinks he can get it done in relief of Rich Gannon.
Second and long, Zeraway has his course deterred by the invasion in the backfield of Marco Coleman, the veteran from Georgia Tech, and then there was plenty of help for the tackle. You know, Mike Shanahan echoes, though, Dan, don't you think, the feeling feeling of coaches around the league that Collins, although he's been not very good the last 7 games, when he is on, he can be as good as any quarterback, especially deep.
You're right. He's always been a bit of a streak quarterback where he goes on runs where he may throw 10 touchdown passes without an interception. That's been the story of Carey's career, and of course Turner's hoping that one of those streaks is right around the corner.
3rd and 18. He needs something big here near midfield. Good protection into the flat, and it's complete to J.R. Redmond, and Redmond gets some of the yards back before Lenny Walls on the corner can make the stop. It'll bring on the punting team for the Raiders.
But again, Dick mentioned, and this is going to be so key for the Raiders throughout the course of this game, penalties. They led the league a year ago, the most penalized team in the league, and what do they have today on their very first offensive possession? A holding penalty that makes picking up a first down improbable. They're not good enough to overcome penalties to that degree.
On 4th and 10, Shane Leckler, who leads the league, will have to try the poocher. It's down at the 8-yard line and covered there by Sam Williams. We'll talk about Leckler. He's after the all-time NFL punting mark.
For years, the Honda Odyssey has been considered the best vehicle in its class. So, what did we do? We went back to the drawing board and enhanced its safety features with side curtain airbags for all 3 rows. We made it more functional and quieter than ever before. Introducing the all-new Honda Odyssey. A great idea made better.
Okay, you've got an NFL Sunday ticket and 4 months of DirecTV's best programming package. Free.
Free? Am I dreaming?
Nope.
You sure I'm not dreaming? Because all of a sudden I'm in my underwear and everyone's staring at me.
Okay. I guess you are dreaming, but that DirecTV deal, that's not a dream.
Okay, good. NFL Sunday ticket only from DirecTV. Sign up now and get DirecTV's best programming package free for 4 months. It's our best offer of the year.
Oh, that was a good one. Honey, did you get it?
What would you do on your own private island? Check your mail for the Capital One No Hassle Island Giveaway. You could instantly win your own island for one of hundreds of island getaways.
What's in your wallet?
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by the all-new Odyssey from Honda, a great idea made better.
And ready to go, Raider Nation on its feet. That's the black hole behind quarterback Jake Plummer, who starts at the 9. Drones. Whoa! Boy, he heads uphill, and he takes a lick from Marcus Ander, the safety from UCLA. Since we arrived in the Bay, there's been one question everyone's been asking, Dan. Where's Armin Katayan?
I think he's down on the sidelines.
Yes, sir, I am. And Reuben Drones just ran that ball, Dick. And you mentioned last week 193 yards in his first big start. Well, that's not the first time it happened. Back at Oregon, he told us yesterday he was like 7th string. He got his first big start against Michigan State. He went for 202 and 2 touchdowns, even though he said, I was scared to death. Back to you.
All right, Arvin. He gets the ball again and powers forward for 3, and Anderson once again makes the tackle. Let's go to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Dick. Pittsburgh at Dallas, and the Cowboys draw first blood. Richie Anderson, 21 yards in a hurry to the end zone with the extra point. Cowboys lead the Steelers 7-0. Dick and Dan, back to you.
All right, Greg, 2 big games here late on CBS, and a couple good ones for you next week. Jets and New England being one of them.
I thought Richie Anderson was a receiving back. How about that? Taking it right up the middle.
With the noise deafening, 3rd down, Plummer to the sidelines. Incomplete, and a flag down. Denard Walker covering too tightly on Ashley Lalee.
I think Denard Walker is going to run into a problem of not playing the football. He's locked up on Ashley Lilly. Now does he see the ball? Oh, he does see the ball, but you see as he turned around, he grabbed him around the shoulder pads.
Defense number 25. Penalized at the spot of the foul. And a first down.
No question about that. When Denard Walker went to turn, he grabbed Ashley Lilly with both hands on the shoulder pads.
Now, Denard Walker picked upon last week in Indianapolis by Peyton Manning, and he comes up with a foul and a first down on a third down throw at the 29. Norv Turner, his first year here in Oakland. What a fine coach and a terrific guy. Plummer. Intercepted by Anderson at the 35. 30 to the 24-yard line. The Raiders get the first break.
Well, I can tell you one thing, Dick. If you could get in the Hall of Fame on one series, you would put Marcus Anderson in right now. 2 big hits on Ruben Drones on his first 2 carries, and now an interception. A one-man show here for the Raiders. All right, Plummer has excellent protection, but look at the break on the ball by Anderson. He's trying to get the ball to his tight end, Jeb Poutsier. But Anderson, talk about smothering a pattern. At no time did he think Poutsier could get by him. And then he's the one who breaks on the ball instead of the receiver.
Anderson, the former Green Bay Packer, his first interception as a Raider. 23 yards on the return. The give to Zaraway. Puts on the brakes, cuts back inside, and gains about 3 or 4 before Kelly Herndon can knife him down from the corner. Jake Plummer with the intercept. It is for Plummer his 5th of the season. Had a big one, of course, last week against Carolina. The Julius Peppers returned 101 yards. But Plummer has that reputation, and deservedly so, that even though he makes a mistake, he can wipe the board clean and come right back. He has good forgettability. On 2nd and 7, Collins, safety valve. Ooh, what a tackle in the open field of Zach Crockett. D.J. Williams, the brilliant rookie linebacker from the University of Miami.
Well, one of the things you love about corners and linebackers, how quickly do they close on the ball. D.J. Williams never gives Crockett a chance to turn upfield. He is their leading tackler, a rookie who told us one thing. He said, you know what, the call used to come in, and I used to think, what do I do, what do I do? He's now gotten to the point when the call comes in, he even knows why it's that particular call. He's really, truly starting to understand the defense.
Played his high school ball over here on the east side of the bay at De La Salle. Never lost a game 4 years. Quick throw to the outside, incomplete. And it was Jerry Porter there as the receiver, and the Broncos felt that that was close enough as a pass to becoming a lateral, and so they go wisely after the ball. It's ruled incomplete, and here comes Sebastian Janikowski, who is 8 for 10, as you can see on the season. This one much shorter than his long of the year 50. It will be 35 yards for the lead.
Well, it's a good thing there's a net behind the goalpost, because if he hits this anything like he hit that opening kickoff, he'd really hurt somebody in the stands.
Time called. We're going to have a powwow here as the umpire saw something or was curious. Did Mike Shanahan toss the red flag? We didn't see it. Whether or not that last pass was forward or a lateral. Shanahan is part of the raising of the intensity level in this series. He was a former coach with the LA Raiders, as you know, lasted only a year and 4 games, left Al Davis. It was not amicable, and he has poured it on. 14-4 against
Denver
the Raiders.
Denver is not challenging the ruling on the field. There is no charged timeout.
Interesting that they gave him a chance to at least discuss it. Now Janikowski will try to put that left foot into a 35-yard field goal. And it is slides it inside that left upright. 3-0 Oakland.
Introducing the 300 horsepower Acura RL. With voice-activated technology and the world's most advanced all-wheel drive. It shifts power to exactly where you need it for dramatically improved handling in all weather conditions. The road will never be the same. The all-new Acura RL.
Units per transaction, then we could up the margins by a very sizable
Isn't that Harold?
Mm-hmm. Daytime calls are just too expensive, so he went nocturnal.
Yes, it is very late. Get another wireless plan, Harold!
Daytime calls costing you a fortune? Come to T-Mobile and talk whenever nationwide.
Daytime.
T-Mobile gives you the most whenever minutes. 1,000 for just $39.99.
T-Mobile, get more.
On Wednesday's most watched show, CSI New York.
DJ Championship.
What do you get for second place? What's hidden in a recording could solve a DJ's murder.
Catchy tune, huh?
And
She ingested tetrodotoxin.
where'd it come from? You won't believe where this case takes CSI New York.
I heard about these naked sushi parties, but a restaurant?
A new episode, CBS Wednesday.
Raiders in early 3-0 lead here. You can get complete recaps of all of today's NFL games, plus insight from CBS Sports Line's NFL experts. All you have to do is dial on to cbssportsline.com. Janikowski's 35-yard field goal after the interception by Marcus Anderson, and now the high kick is shorter this time, and Griffin from the 10. And returns close to the 30-yard line. Denver, Oakland, one of the most heated rivalries in the NFL. Original AFL teams, they first met in 1960, and this, their 88th regular season meeting.
The day after tomorrow is the #1 DVD in America.
There's a wall of water coming towards New York City. Dad!
I will come for you. The day after tomorrow on the #1 DVD today.
No, we'll be fine.
Dr. Pepper, the originality to inspire. I like the taste of Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality. Salutes individuality and gives life a personality. So be you, do what you do. Be you, nothing's better, Dr. Pepper.
Right now we have to get to our traffic report. Let's do that. How about that traffic report?
Traffic is horrible this morning. I get the feeling.
People are trying to get to work this morning.
Speaking of
Introducing the Acura RL with the first real-time traffic monitoring system through AcuraLink. It can help you find an open road. And with 300 horsepower and the world's most advanced all-wheel drive, it knows what to do when it gets there.
We're really trying to get you the traffic.
Oh, you know what? My mother forced me to take that in.
The all-new Acura RL.
I like steak and chicken. I like the grilled shrimp, please. I like skillet sensations.
They're back at Applebee's.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dr. Pepper and your Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you, nothing's better, Dr. Pepper. And by T-Mobile. Get more minutes, more features, more service.
Jake Plummer off to an icy start. Intercepted, yet to complete a pass. Starts from the 29. Ruben Drones behind him. Big Dwayne Carswell shifts into a blocking position, and Drones runs over his own man. And a flag goes down as Drones picks up nearly 10. Charles Woodson, the tackler.
Flag thrown where you would suspect it's against the offense.
Holding. Offense number 78. A 10-yard penalty.
As a defensive player, here's the way you love to start the game. This was the first play of the game. Look at that hit by Marcus Anderson on Reuben Drones. I'm sorry, that wasn't the first hit. That was like the third play of the game. But that's the kind of thing that can set a defensive team on fire, Dick. And then, of course, he follows it up with the interception. And now Denver puts themselves in a 1st and 20 situation because holding on Matt Lepsis, the left tackle.
Anderson stamping an early statement for the Raiders. Empty backfield. Little flanker screen to Drones, and Drones a couple of yards on the play. Well, Dallas and Pittsburgh at it down in Texas. Here's an update.
All right, Dick, and the Pittsburgh Steelers come roaring back behind the fine young quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. Rolls right, finds Plexico Burris from 5 yards out. The extra point has them tied down in Dallas. It's 7-7, Dick and Dan.
Thank you, Greg. That young guy, wise beyond his years. We've seen that 3 straight weeks. He moves around well, finds the open man.
And keep in mind with that movement is 6'5", 245.
2nd and 16. Wide open is Darius Watson. He can run 40, 50, and there's a flag down at the 50. That's going to take some of the yardage back. Obvious clip made downfield by Ashley Lilly at the 50.
A bonehead block by Lilly. Could he possibly have been any more in the open?
It's gone.
During the run, holding. Offense number 85. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. But the play results for the first down.
Maybe if you're in a pile with a whole bunch of people, but isolated out in the middle of the field, working on Denard Walker, but you're from behind. You can't expect to get away with that. You're trying to help your teammate, I understand that, but you got to play smarter.
But it was a big enough play for Darius Watts that they picked up the 16 needed for the first down, actually 17 yards to the 41. Drones slashing off the left side, a gain of nearly 4. Warren Sapp down low to trip him up.
Well, Reuben Drones last week, check this out, 193 yards. Those white numbers to the left, that's his entire career prior to last week. So to say that he kind of had a breakout game might be a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, I guess so. And averaging 5.6. He said he stole the style of Terrell Davis, who has been in contact with Drones, who is about as likable a young player as you'll ever find. He's got a permanent smile on his face. Mr. Effervescence flagged down, and so is Drones after a gain of 3. Bobby Hamilton, another veteran acquired by the Raiders for that interior defense from New England.
Well, no doubt the Raiders were across the ball. Were they enticed?
Offside.
No.
Defense number 59. In the neutral zone with the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Yeah, DeLawrence Grant, he's right here at the bottom of the screen. Oops, circled the wrong guy there. Oops, I'm a bonehead. Second guy in, DeLawrence Grant, but you could see he was clearly across the ball.
No, you draw those circles big enough,
hey,
you're never wrong. You get them all.
You got a half a second to make a call there, Dick.
You got that right.
Norv Turner not at all happy with another penalty. As you can see, almost 2-1. More penalties committed by the Raiders than their opponents. Now Drones hit right at the line of scrimmage, able to fight for a yard. Hamilton, bearer hugs him, and it'll be 3rd down and 1.
Well, they've added a lot of beef to this Raider defensive line. Right there, Ted Washington's number 92, Warren Sapp 99, Bobby Hamilton 98 is the guy that gets up the field. A lot of expensive, veteran, proven run defenders have been added to this Raider run defense. Of course, they needed to. They were the worst in the league last year.
Well, those are prime cuts of beef inside.
Yes, they are. Well marbled, too.
You bet. 3rd and 1. And drones, and this is the kind of running that he has given Denver since inserted late in the game at Tampa Bay a couple of weeks ago. He gets hit, but able to drive forward. He was stopped short of the first down, and on the second effort, he gets the first down.
He's an excellent blocker. That's why he was a fullback, but really he caught Mike Shanahan's eye being their primary kickoff return man. Now, when's the last time you saw a team's fullback as their primary kickoff return guy? But that's what Drones did. And as Dick mentioned, he'd break tackle after tackle in that scenario.
First down at the Raider 48. Fake to Drones, and then wide open is the tight end, Moreeeee, and he has a first down to the 35. The best penetration here in the first quarter of the Broncos.
Well, Jake Plummer told us that Oakland does a great job of getting him upfield and keeping him from getting outside on the rollout. You could see that Tyler Brayton did his job, but no way could he keep Jake from just lofting the ball over his head. Yeah, Brayton cut him off, but he can't stop that. Somebody in the secondary's got to pick up the tight end.
Moreeeee with 12 catches and a first down, 12 on the play. Griffin in for Drones. Griffin, the 5'7", 195-pounder from Oklahoma. He gets the call, and boy, are they waiting for him. Charge led by linebacker Danny Clark.
I'm telling you, Quentin Griffin at 5'7", coming up there to Ted Washington and these guys. That got to be looking like a little dog biscuit coming in there. Nowhere to go at all. Nowhere to go at all. The rotation in there, Sands, Morella. That'll take place all game long. Sapp and Washington, great run defenders, but they're not in a position to play every snap. They got a good rotation going on in there.
Griffin with that brilliant first game against Kansas City, but had trouble with some fumbling and hasn't been quite as effective since. That's his Rod Smith incomplete. Little flanker screen, but the ball thrown too high, and Napoleon Harris was there anyway for the Raiders.
I'm assuming that when the Broncos practiced all week, that play looked better at their practice facility than it did right there. I think this is a kind of a deal where Rod Smith goes, hey, thanks for absolutely nothing here. He had no chance. Even if he would have caught that ball, Napoleon Harris was just sitting there waiting to level him.
Smith moving up the ranks of all-time receivers in yardage, closing in on 9,000 for his career. 3rd and 11. Open is Smith, and he has a first down at the Oakland Raider 12-yard line. Charles Woodson got his hands on him, but too late.
And Charles Woodson, boy, did he get hit, I think, by his own teammate. Denard Walker got there at the same time. Woodson goes after the football. Now Jake buys time, and Smith breaks loose. But watch Woodson. He's going to knock out the ball, but then Denard Walker falls right on top of it. That superb job by Jake Plummer, though, of buying that extra time. And fortunately for Denver, it was at the sideline, Dick.
Fumbled out of bounds, still in possession. First down at the 12. That's 24 yards for Rod Smith. So he now is just 22 yards away from the 9,000-yard mark and would pass 5 of the great players of all time. Ball play action. Wide open, Moreeeee. Touchdown, Denver. Jeb Moreeee's first touchdown grab of the season, and Denver takes the lead.
Well, he has become Jake Plummer's favorite tight end receiving target. Had 11 catches coming into the game, but again, it was a good play action fake and totally lost back there. You hate to jump to conclusions. Danny Clark, the nearest linebacker from Oakland that was in pursuit. A well executed, designed, and executed play by the Broncos.
Culminating a well-engineered drive. Jason Elamant's the extra point. 71 yards in 10 plays as Jake Plummer leads the Broncos to the end zone. A dozen on the pass to Moreeeee and the lead.
Ah, Paris. Love is in the air. Hey there. Okay.
irresistible taste of Pringles. Nothing pops, crunches, and tastes like Pringles.
Monday, Dave's All New with former U.S. President Jimmy Carter. And later this week, don't miss Dustin Hoffman, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Jude Law. Dave's All New all this week.
On the King of Queens season premiere, can Doug survive a health spa?
We believe that TV is the gateway to negative thoughts.
Not if you have the football package.
The King of Queens, CBS Wednesday.
Well, the Raider defense checking their thoughts after Poutsier left alone, and for Jeb Poutsier, who played his college ball at Boise State, his first NFL touchdown. 7-3 Broncos. Micah Noor, the left footer, to kick it off to Doug Gabriel. Gabriel, a dangerous speed. This one coming up short to the 19. And to the 30, and that's smartly there. Let's diagram that score, Dan Deerdorf.
Well, Dick, you don't normally think as the lead blocker being a receiving threat, but right here is Poutsier as a lead blocker. And when he comes up into the line before he does his out and up, that's where he gets lost. He's not in a typical receiving position, and you can see being the lead blocker, the Raiders don't pay any attention to him. They think of him as a blocker, not a receiver, and they lose track.
And you could see them pass him off, thinking that that was not his role. Wide open for the score. Impressive drive for the Broncos, and now it's the Raiders' turn. Kerry Collins, who played his college ball at Penn State, sends the tight end Jolly in motion. And looking for Jolly. No, going deep. Has a man open, Gabriel, and can't find him. And that has been the problem with Collins trying to get an articulation with his wide receivers.